Hello and welcome to Kirsty's Pilates. This is a little video with just an upper body workout, so I'm going to be working on shoulders and a little bit on chest. So I'm going to do it standing. You can do it sitting down in a chair if you would prefer. Exactly the same thing. So I'm going to be focusing on shoulders to start with. So just your basic posture, as a reminder, your feet are hip distance apart, knees want to be a little bit soft, pelvis nice and neutral. You've got a string pulling your head up towards the ceiling, standing up nice and tall, or sitting up nice and tall, and your shoulders are rolled back. If you're sitting in a chair, make sure that you're not slumping back in the chair, you're sitting up nice and tall, you're not leaning back into it. And of course, your pelvic floor is lifted up nice and tight, and your tummy is squeezed in before you start anything else. And you're going to be breathing nice and deeply, breathing in through your nose and blowing out through your mouth. So I'm just going to start with the shoulders. So just some shoulder rolls to start with. So rolling the shoulders backwards, you're feeling the shoulder blades sliding down the back of your ribs nice and flat. And then I'm going to do the dumb waiter. So your elbows are tucked into your waist, you're opening up your arms and you're feeling your shoulders rotating around and your shoulder blades squeezing together behind your back. Doesn't matter how far out your arms go, it might only go this far, that's fine. It's your shoulders, you're focusing on shoulders rotating around, shoulder blades squeezing in together. This is a really, really lovely exercise for everyone to do. It's really good for your posture, it opens up your chest, really good for your shoulders stability as well. So that's the dumb waiter. And then I'm just going to take an arm up, so taking one arm up, making sure the shoulder stays down, and then the other arm up. So while you're doing all this easy stuff, you're thinking about lifting up your pelvic floor, you're squeezing your tummy in, and you're breathing nice and deeply. Make sure that you're not holding your breath. So, and I'm going to do both arms. So make sure the tummy's squeezed in, you're breathing in as you breathe out, both arms are going up. So when you lift your arms up, make sure that your shoulders are not lifted up. So when you lift your arms up, you don't want your shoulders up here, they want to be relaxed down, drawing down away from your ears. So your arms are going up, but your shoulders are staying down. Also, I'll show you from the side. Make sure that you don't let your ribs go, you don't want your ribs sticking out. Your ribs are focused down towards your hips, so that when your arms go up, ribs staying the same, not lifting up at all. So your arms are going up, your ribs are staying down, your shoulders are staying down, and your shoulder blades are sliding down the back of your ribs. So I'm just going to focus on that a little bit more. I'm going to take the arms up at a diagonal. So when you're there, remember your shoulders are down. If you imagine the muscles down your back, they're in a diamond shape. It helps some people to think that your diamond is drawing down your back. You've got a diamond shape and it's pulling down your back, and then relax. So when your arms are up like this, and picture the diamond shape on your back. It's drawing down, it's drawing your shoulders down, drawing your shoulder blades down your back. Make sure that you're not holding your breath as well, you're breathing. Tummy squeeze in while you're doing this, shoulders are down. We're just working on the shoulder stability, because if your shoulders are in the right place, your scapula in the right place, it helps to prevent injuries with your shoulders. Saying that, I've actually got a shoulder injury at the moment, so when we do the exercises, I'm going to be doing them without any weights or anything, but you could add weights if you wanted to. Lovely, shoulders are down. Okay. So I'm going to do some arm exercises here, which are going to work your shoulders. I'm not using any weights because I've got a shoulder injury and it will aggravate it. If you've got little weights, you can use them. If you haven't got weights, you could use water bottles or tin cans or anything that you've got, just to make it a little bit harder if you want to do that, but equally do it with nothing. I'm just going to imagine that I've got weights in my hand because I'm used to doing it like that. So your knees are bent. Again, this can be done sitting down as well without a problem. Knees are bent, tummy squeezed in, pelvic floor's lifted. You're just going to lift and lower your arms up to the sides. So remembering to keep your shoulders down. So your palms are facing down. And if you want to think about the breathing, you're breathing in to prepare, you're breathing out to lift. I'm not really going to worry too much about the breathing as long as you're breathing, not holding your breath. So if it's comfortable for you and you can take your arms up higher, you can do that. It's not brilliantly comfortable for my shoulders, so I'm not going to do it that high. You can do small ones, or you can go up much, much higher, as long as you can keep your shoulders down. If your shoulders lift up when you take your arms up, you've gone too high. So it's better to do smaller repetitions with the shoulders in the right place rather than to take them up and your shoulders are out of position. So that's with your palms facing down. And you're going to do exactly the same thing with your palms facing the front. So again, you can take the arms up as high as you want to. You can take them up much higher than me as long as your shoulders are staying down. Pelvic floor is lifted, tummy squeezed in, you're breathing, your ribs are staying focused down. It's quite straightforward, quite simple, and anybody can do it. If it hurts, if anything hurts, if you've got any issues with shoulders or anything, then make the movements much smaller so that it doesn't hurt. It shouldn't be hurting. And then you're going to do the same thing with your palms facing the back. This one's a little bit harder, so you probably won't be able to get up as high. Just doing it in the different positions works slightly different muscles in your shoulders. So again, if you can take them up higher and your shoulders are not lifting up and you're not in any pain, then go for it. Make it higher, that's fine. So if you want to feel it, you want to feel a stretch, you want to feel it working, but not pain. You shouldn't be in pain. And then the last one of this set is that your palms are facing up. So again, your shoulders are down, your ribs are down, your pelvic floor's lifted, your tummy's squeezed in nice and tight, and your arms can go up as high as you want them to, as long as your shoulders are staying down. So that's all there is to it. That's the first set that we're doing. And you're breathing. So the next one is nice and easy, just roll your shoulders in between. Nice and easy, this is just bicep curls. So your elbows are tucked into your waist, I'm imagining I'm holding the weights, you're just lifting and lowering your hands there. It's really, really easy without weights. Obviously heavier weights would be a bit harder. So make sure the elbows are staying tucked in to your waist, tummy squeezed in, pelvic floor's lifted. Really, really easy bicep curls. So then you're going to do the same thing going outside. So this is like the dumb waiter, opening up the chest, your your shoulder blades should be squeezing together behind you. You should be able to feel that. And your shoulders are rotating round. Lovely. And then you're going to do circles. So circles in one direction. I always feel this is a little bit like skipping. Although you wouldn't have your elbows tucked in. And then back the other way. Lovely. Okay, so that's those ones. So that was working your biceps. So we're going to do triceps now. So there's two ways that you can do this. Slightly easier way, bend your knees and lean forward, or if you're sitting in the chair, you can lean forward a little bit as well. Have your hands on your waist, your elbows are tucked in, so don't have your elbows out to the sides. Elbows tucked in, shoulders are down. All you're going to do is take your arms behind you. So pelvic floor's lifted, tummy squeezed in, you're breathing in as you breathe out, your arms are going behind you. So it's your forearms that are moving, not the top of your arms. So your shoulders are down, the top of your arms are staying still, your elbows are staying still. It's just the bottom bit of your arms that's moving. It's a little bit easier if you lean forward, it's like you're skiing. So that's your triceps. That's the easier option. Obviously with weights it's harder. The other option, which you can do if you can keep your shoulders down, is if your arms are up, hold on to the weights with both your hands. Keep the shoulders down, keep the elbows up, and the hands going down behind your back. So if when you're doing this you find that your shoulders are hunched up, then do the other one instead. Ribs are down as well, not letting the ribs lift up, not letting the back arch. So elbows staying where they are, forearms are moving. You could do this with one if you want, if you can hold two weights. You've got weights you can hold two in one hand. You can do one hand at a time, just hold onto the elbow to make sure it's staying up. And then you can do the other side. I've got weights. Keep the shoulders down, keep the ribs down. It's working these muscles here. Lovely, that's your triceps. So, one more set I'm going to do in this position. So your palms are facing back, behind you, knees bent, tummy squeezed in. You're just taking your arms behind you. So your arms want to be straight. Don't let the movement come from your elbows, it's coming from your shoulders. So just take the arms straight back behind you. And breathing, pelvic floor lifted, tummy squeezed in, all the usual stuff. And then you're going to, so these are fast ones, you can do slow ones as well, they're a little bit harder. So you do the slow ones, really feel your shoulder blades squeezing together as you do those. And your tummy squeezed in, so that's those ones. And then you're going to bring your hands in towards each other, so you're going to have your thumbs facing each other. So thumbs coming in to meet each other behind you. Try not to let your elbows bend, otherwise you're not working the shoulders. Movements coming from your shoulders. Tummy's tight. And you're breathing nice and deeply. So these are the fast ones. And then you can do them slower, so really, really feel the shoulder blades squeezing together as you do those ones. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, keep the arms nice and straight. Can be quite hard work if you've got weights. You will really be starting to feel it now. And then the last little set, your hands are facing together as if you're clapping your hands behind your bottom. So again, with this, you're keeping your arms nice and straight. The movement is coming from your shoulders. Shoulders down, ribs are down, tummy is tight, and you're breathing. So these are the fast ones, and then we'll do some slow ones. Lovely. So that's the ones I'm doing in this position. I'm going to move to do some against the wall now. So I'm going to do some push-ups against the wall. So you can make these very, very easy. The closer that you stand into the wall, the easier it's going to be. Your hands want to be shoulder height, so don't have them up too high, in line with your shoulders. I'm just going to do shoulder distance apart. Standing up nice and tall with your pelvic floor lifted and your tummy squeezed in. You're going to breathe in as you bend your arms and breathe out as you straighten. So breathing in. I'm breathing out. This is very, very gentle because I'm standing quite close into the wall. So you're breathing in, breathing out. Your back's nice and straight and your tummy squeezed in. Make sure that you're not leading in with your pelvis. You don't want your tummy and your pelvis to be going in and your back to arch. Just bending your arms and keeping your back nice and still. So that's the easy option. If you want to make it a little bit harder, stand a bit further away. Breathing in as you bend and breathing out as you straighten. Keeping the tummy squeezed in nice and tight. So there's various options you can do with your arms here. If you wanted to take your hands a bit wider, it's a little bit harder and you'll be working your chest a bit more than your arms. That's starting to aggravate my shoulder injury, so I'm not going to do loads of those, but you could do plenty of those if it's comfortable. The other thing, of course, is to keep your shoulders down, so your shoulder blades sliding down your back. It's no good doing it and you're hunching up like this. That's not going to work. Shoulders need to be down. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears, draw the shoulder blades down. Remember your diamond shape down your back. So arms could be wide. You could do it with your arms in closer, your hands in closer. If you're doing that one, aim your elbows downwards a little bit. If you just do different positions, it just works different muscles. So breathing in as you bend, breathing out as you straighten. Again, you could do, change it up a little bit and do your palms facing inwards. Your elbows are going out. You could do loads more of these, I'm not doing many. Breathing in as you bend. Breathing out as you straighten, and again the other one, palms facing outwards. This one's harder, elbows going down, breathing in and breathing out. That's quite challenging. So you can make it as hard or as easy as you like, but obviously against the wall is not as hard as if you were on the floor. So it's just a nice gentle way to do push-ups to just get some strength work going for your shoulders, your arms and your chest. So what I'm going to do now is do some on the floor. So I'm just going to do a few push-ups on the floor. I'm going to start from standing and do a roll down. So your feet are hip distance apart and your knees are soft. Breathe in at the top. As you breathe out, you're relaxing down your head, your shoulders, your arms, curling your spine down one bit at a time, nice and smoothly. Then I'm going to do an easy one. So you're going to walk out onto your hands and knees. Hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. Same thing you did on the wall, breathing in to bend, breathing out to straighten. So if you wanted, you could come back out that and roll back up again. If you want to do more work on the flexibility of your spine. So rolling down, breathe in. As you breathe out, you're rolling down. You're keeping tummy squeezed in, nice and slow, walking out into the position. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Your tummy's lifted, your back's nice and neutral. You're breathing into bend and you're breathing out to straighten. So of course, if you want to do more of these, you can just stay down and not do the roll-ups and roll down to the middle. Just do those. What you want to watch is that your shoulders are staying down away from your ears, of course, so don't let them hunch up. Not trying to do it like that. Don't let them hunch up to your ears. Don't let them, don't let your, I'm trying to do it wrong to show you how not to do it. Don't let your shoulder blades crunch up as you go down. Don't let your back sink down in the middle. These are all the wrong ways to do it. Keep the tummy lifted, back's nice and straight. You're breathing in as you bend, shoulders are down, breathing out. So shoulders always drawing down away from your ears. I'm going to come back up and do another roll up. And another roll down. So tummy's nice and tight, breathing in, breathing out as you curl down, nice and smoothly. And out into it. You can do as many of these as you want. I'm not doing loads because of my injury. So breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Something else to watch out for. If you have your hands further forward, make sure that you're not doing it like this. If your hands are further forward, your shoulders need to be further forward. Shoulders are over the top of your wrists. So this is no good. That's not going to be working. So if you want to make it harder, hands further forward, shoulders further forward, shoulders over the top. I'm not going to do it like this because I don't want to hurt myself. But if you bend there and straighten, it's obviously harder. The further away your arms are, the harder it's going to be. As long as you keep your tummy lifted, your back's nice and straight. And obviously, if you're stronger than me and don't have any dodgy bits and pieces, you could do proper full push-ups. I'll just try and just go out into the position to start with, so you can go down, walk out into a lovely push-up position. In that position, nice and straight. Don't let the back sink down. Keep it nice and straight, and bend and straighten there. I'm not going to do that. It will hurt me. So when you've done enough of whatever of those you want to do, whatever level is working for you, just have a little stretch out. So I'm just going to sit back on my heels and stretch my back out. And then you can just stretch out your arms as well. So I'm just going to stretch out my back, breathe, and then stretch out your chest and breathe. And then you can take one arm across your chest, hold onto it to get stretched down here. Breathe. And the other arm, take it across your chest, hold onto it to get a stretch down there. Lovely, so that was just a few basic exercises for your upper body workout. I hope you enjoyed them. Thank you.